Anita among Owajugina Owajuni Wungeyu Lok Makiwani Last Supper ni Chama ma Yesu chamo Kijone Chamme Agikimadong Yesu Kinero do Runeni Kilwoni Last Supper Chamme Agikimagugore Kachel Kun Anita Wajuni Eni Madong Genetemone Don Kilwoni Last Supper Manu to Terene Jo me Nup Dong Eni dong ki wachi chumame agiki coffin ge. No. It's like they say the last nail on the coffin is what she was referring to. Because they have very, very evil plans leading to the swearing in and planning leading to and after and all of that. So what I'm bringing to you today, take very seriously, share as much as possible, share to the places where it needs to go. I'm also going to get my share of it to where it needs to be. Look, mabi tuwajutini, au chualu ka weng, upori kindana dida, wek dano nge, wek dano guake, wek dano mukene ma winyi marom timogimo, ben gutem timogimo me joko Johnny enini. I understand the Salim Salehs and the Musevenis have children all over Uganda, all over. That is why some areas where MPs stood for positions, results were announced without actual numbers. I'm talking locally in the different districts or areas where MPs were running for office. Those are all children of Museveni, Salim Saleh, and their family, where they've recreated or cut out small districts. You will know that those kids, those people who are MPs, have no rooting in this district. So the areas where they were forcefully appointed. In fact, they were appointed, not elected. Awinyi luteno pa Museveni gi kina Salim Saleh gi tie ogoka we Uganda. Anyway, mukene ma kikero MPs mogo, mukene iponi Johnny mago bino guchung MP ni. Per beranyoli me area enuni. Ka upenyu wiwu neno MP LC5 office eguni weng jo ma okarukui guberu dano manope dano manually area and pian Museveni gini Salim Saleh gi tiki lutiana district o weng. Dok gina gimiete dongi team ena yeni jo ma karo chalo MP chalo opposition kingongo gini. Johnny and the weng kibi kwanyu gyoko, kibi teru gi court, kibi temo by election, go be carlo teno gay. Murdong kadong good swearing in ba, kadong good donyu madong ke pam 70 do chake. Bill me sovereignty bill, go I don't go be tiu ke de dong menano ni, gitia go dano go weng ki yomo ke kan magien tuero inano. Because they had said that with the sovereignty bill, they would be able to clear as much as possible. That's why the bill had to pass before Museveni swore in and with the exiting parliament. Bill enikiwachi miero kari mapia parliament manyano chake. Enwero uneno ni miero ginyukad mapia niano me en swearing in nindwa para bij me duma biju o. Enwero kiruyu gini kiroya po karo ki stages ma miero kat kere weko chung matek kita bill mo kana wor kerni. Chilok mana bi what you tin u sharing adida. Please share as much as possible. You can break it, you can do whatever you need with it, but get it where it needs to be because this is vital information. Lok ma enini pera te adida. Au po kin pingweng kito tuaro kede. Nano. Any kare madong endo madong swearing in shock. Pian Museveni ko berichani luo ni en kai chero ko kololo kacha ka good Bible ki keto che e con Bible ki swearing e ngeni tamni gi mo bo ai ka mo tu ki gon ne ko nyo ki bino ki mako ki di kalko no kita ke timo kere gene down chalo Gaddafi gene so tika tamni nen chalo ka no twere en mere swearing in e bin ki computer ki ket en computer ma chal manoti ki gange ki kere computer gino kana ma weka bene tamni mere ki e tim gine ane ki computer wek pe bin ene kome kololo pien Janet ko berichani kome pere ti en tamni down bo pe nyu ya Janet ko dakti kwene wek ngo ki kachani ka i state house kunu mano ki kere computer ki ramo temu toy mo ki goma tata beri way ko rijembo ma down beru kere sakas no ki keru ki chwoyo wang Janet ki gimo mano ki tema tata Wek gimo bit chokere chalu Janet. Wek dano butami Janet got a poto. So one of the challenges of him attempting or coming to the swearing in, he's very fearful and scared that in fact when he does come to Kololo, something might happen, like it happened to Gaddafi. They may attack him, he may get hit through the airspaces and all that. And that's why in recent days you have seen a lot of helicopters flying around, just causing a lot of fear among his people in Uganda, in Kampala area. He's also afraid that if he comes by himself, because Janet is not there, he's worried that people are going to question and say, well, where is Janet? Where is Janet? Then they'll begin to believe that she passed away. So he feels like he may need to swear on Zoom, okay? There'll be a big screen in Kololo without Museveni's physical presence. He'll do it from his state house or whatever, in the bedroom or wherever he can be. And also maybe in the process, they can mechanically make something or person to look like Janet, mold it like they do in movies. They can make any character, They can try to posture somebody like Janet beside him. Or they can use old videos that were recorded of both of them and put a stream, cut and paste, AI and all of that, and have like a Janet figure by him. But he doesn't have Janet to come with to Kololo. So that's one thing he's really fearful of, having Ugandans feel like, she's gone or she's no longer with him. Okay? So, luoro ni down wachi Kololo gina Janet onencha don kwano renyoko. Pianen putia tam ni down tam ni Janet kwa konti kwane. Okay? So, luoro boberu tegadeda. Awinyi kimero boro dano ki gina dege lwen dege monyi. Obeberi wi yamuni bir. Kuperi chani do chakote mero. Awinyi la wo beru tun Kampala Kenyo. Karimano en chochoki nena dendwa para bichi. Dege do be beru mere di wi yamu. Kenyo me pono kom down po kat ki ot. Down po kat, down po chet. Po waratata do bed pe. Boda keken. Kimete boda bed pe di Kampala. Boda ma bo beri kin ping. Chochok and any dindwa para bichi. When ki be maro gero, ki be tuyo gero, ki be timatata wek boda bed pepe. Yan Museveni tamani jo me Uganda ka waigi ala wan chel. Chi no pago be no yo. Gina dongi luoro ena ye jam ko ti me Kampala. Madana wachi mutaka ki be packing gwing. Mano yo pere megin gine donyo ka timatata. Chigi tamani down gamenta butuoro. Madana Uganda konena umaro jam I border eastern, border western, border south, border kawengwe, border Sudan kacha. Konene mutaka lori madani chero chungo ka parking o yoli gwing utuju taya rowe. Gamenta ni tu dakera benepe o ineno. So they're afraid of traffic jams. They're afraid of border people because they fear of people gathering together to be able to cause or topple the government. It has happened in many places. In Nepal, successfully they did. People in the streets, traffic jam, young youth running all over places, burning the courthouse, burning the parliament, burning the president's house. They were successful in a revolution that changed their government from a dictatorship for many years. Jome Nepal utorgamenta gikumenu. Kikeru jami yo. Lutino mo en bulu en guriyo I otchik ki wow otchik o guchergu wow parliament o guchergu donyo wai kaburu pa president. Ineno. Gumma president uriyo wala bon la teba. Ineno. So gin en ramutime. Chigi meti en mama talk beri yo kone ubale kone ngani. Eni pegi meti nen ginene kinping. Man gubi nen bora kibi maka ki bora ma beri di town tatani. Wen ki meti pego beta wara tata. Museveni gutamni kano gitwero kelu gine tuo chedo unyo tuo makelu maweko down beru lockdown. No gubi temo. And in fact, they haven't left the idea. I mentioned the idea of causing diarrhea or some kind of a disease or some condition that will cause quarantine or have people stay at home. If they can generate something like that, they will do it because they don't want people on the streets of Kampala. They don't want people. They're afraid of the jam, the traffic jam idea, because they know that is the ultimate success for a toppled government in Uganda. So that is something they're very fearful for. Okay. So down to Tikatodeda, Igene area, northern western Uganda, kacha. There's been a lot of death. Apparently, there's a lot of people dying in western Uganda. There's a lot of sacrifices because these people are spiritually evil people. I understand Muhoozi and Museveni, this whole 5-year term swearing in and all of that, they need at least 700 people sacrificed or dead. Inano, Museveni giuberu lujoge de da. Mana winyi kitika mieto dana moto, dana ye mia abero. Man dana matika toy western Uganda duan ta. En pien jo lujoge ne ni gu or ni gu chet gu kel gu nek dana chok mia abero. Wek Muhoozi ote oto ogene oberi loch. Unyo Museveni umugam lodge enini ukongda omed mwara beach enini. So because they want to continue with the stretch of these 5 years and then eventually Muhoozi for his life, they are trying to get 700 sacrifices, and I will get to the details of that. But for now, that is what they're trying to do. Any deaths that are caused unnecessarily, like the link bus that nobody survived from an accident from the bus the day before yesterday. That is one of the sacrifices. The children. I also heard from a lady yesterday who said that in a part of Eastern, when at the time that this Onyum killed these 4 children, there is another sort of sacrifice that happened in that region, somewhere in Eastern region. If I remember the name, I'll interject it somehow. But they are looking for 700 people dead in Uganda as ritual sacrifices for Muhoozi to take power and Museveni to continue this Chisanja. So kimete dano aliba bero dano mia bero mau mia roto wek Museveni makke enini Muhoozi dako medekeri ya nyim mona jwaga geyo or giba gituri ya jwaga cha weng dano me state house joma lugad makunu dongu olo giba yu Johnny donglu jogi makonye pe shawa weng no giti lokom jok. En motero gi ganga Bobi Wine la nion chama ki magu kero lumonyo ko gonyo mapol ganga Bobi Wine weng pien gitika tim jok neno no kitimata ta ki roba pa Bobi Wine ko pien Museveni mieti gin mati ko Bobi Wine mama dan market Bobi Wine dan miero ma wode Muhoozi ineno no kichero kitimata ta ki rowa la teba pa Johnny pa Bobi Wine ko o kichero ko ki luaka ikulu ne o kono kichero ki roba ne ma Muhoozi kichero burika burne kimiti mama dan market Bobi Wine o dare ko Muhoozi ento gina ruba yobo pe don't tera ni wane wange ukire ineno. So because he wants Muhoozi to have that thing which Bobi Wine has, the love that we have for him naturally, only because he speaks for us and is for us. They want that to go on to Muhoozi. So the witch doctor has asked for 700 dead Ugandans to give Muhoozi the evil powers to exist in Uganda as a president and continue with the presidency like his father. Okay? So on the count, 700. So far, there's been the Onyum's case. There's been several kids on the eastern part of Uganda. And then there was a bus, the link bus recently. That's something that happened also. It is linked to this. But there's also going to be several bus crashes. I mean, out of nowhere, there will be additional fuel. It won't just be an accident. They will light things up so that you won't even recognize who your person is. Okay, that is how badly they want this sacrifice. And I still haven't gotten to the security alerts of today. I'm going through yesterday's because I couldn't come back in English yesterday. Okay, you heard Maiga coming to speak about having the political prisoners released. I understand Museveni is trying to give Buganda a soft blow to make them feel like, oh, Museveni now cares, or Buganda now cares about the youth that are being abducted day and night. So he came out to speak, but he was given the script by the Muhozis, the Musevenis, to come and speak about the political prisoners in prison. Gina katikiro uberiwai lawang ruot lawang kabaka me Buganda kilwoni katikiro nye mayega en tien lawo maja ukatikilok ni jo makimako gi nono jo Bobi Wine gini omiere ki weki dongo gugene miere ki gongi ki babuch mano kara no Museveni gi ayo or ni gubin guloko meno pien Museveni wachi gini pegu ngam dogi ilokom lutino pa maaki Buganda makimako gi juin ingeni lutino makimako gi Buganda karo million abichoko maki maga maki nega mau ruenya maki wano maki kitimatata duata maki mago gi jui wakubedi chawa ni put ki mago jo mati National Unity Platform mati area pole Buganda angeni tung malu kuja bana kitimo, but most of the youth that are abducted are from Buganda. But Museveni mentioned never, the Buganda should never come out with a comment on that. So when you see Maiga coming out, it's because they've instructed him to come out and speak about those youths that have been incarcerated for no reason. Okay. The land in Mengo, all of it has been sold to Eritreans and Somalians. In the meeting last week when Maiga was there with the Salim Salehs, they discussed how to weaken Buganda. And so the best way that they've thought about doing this is to make sure Buganda owns none of its land. Okay? And Katikiro Maiga has already done that. All of the land in Buganda has been sold to foreigners, Eritreans for now, and Somalians. They have agreed to silently use foreigners, okay, in those areas because they want to make sure that when it's time for them to transition the land back into their name, it is easy because it will no longer be about Buganda. It'll be between a foreigner and themselves. Okay? So those Eritreans and Somalians will hold on to those properties when they build on those land. They will hold on to them until these people are ready, when the Musevenis or the Muhozis are ready to transition those assets back into their names. Buganda ngome Buganda pole donke charo ko weng. Gicharo ko bod jo Somalia ki jo me Eritrea. Ingeni Buganda tiki ngoma dire deda. Actually mauberi areas makilwoni actually quarter tung nakawa kacha. Ana don tung nakawa kono. Ngoma dano beri ye pole no beru ngompa gine. Oberu ngompa kabaga. Kabaga me Buganda. Kabaga poro ngome yani wek dano beri ye. Ento ngomeni dong no pay ter matwal mer me wek dano beri jo ma kitung northern kacha ma obino beru Kampala ukwano Kampala kingongongi Buganda jolo wa ma mini wa kabero inero we chingome ene piani ngi ku berchani Museveni boy wi kabaga peromu wa iluwie peromu wa lok gimoma no Museveni gipo ye ni uloke inero ku berchani lutero Buganda tumoko kito kichere mabuch kingongo gini peye ni guloke kom jami matika time kom lutiano ge en wa Buganda lingi tiki karaman Maiga maka mauber la wanka bagani o charo ngomoko lip weng bot gene Somalia jomai Somalia ki Eritrea ena gicharo bot gini wa gu mak mere igi gu woti mak ne igi pian diri maja ka dong Muhozi gi do donyi ba ngome ne dong gu be loko ba ki asset ki je magu jono kere yeni weng dongi lako doko megi kuberi chani mer futki miti joani ayo mak ngomene. Okay, Buganda, you need to wake up. If not, you are going to remain visitors or guests on your land. Eni nikiwachi eni bedakpe Buganda kekenba Buganda actually Uganda jo keme gine weng kitika wachi mane ni lok ma aki eni odgi kunu ti dana madong pe mero jonia inem jo agwago gi jo aberuket gi jo ma gi ora tata jo ma gitima tata ni we down do o logo ki Johnny madong gin bene kira mo kendo gimira loga ene wego loke ni kata kumane man gite wai uyabu wangu ba jo Uganda au yabu wangu uneno tie ministers ki jo mogo matiyu board ki ento Johnny do o logo ki Johnny meeting more minister aki eli pap tuki chwa loko board wai neno we so gitika wachi uyabu wangu Buganda open your eyes. If not, you're going to be visitors. Kapebo beru wele iganwu, ingomu, igangwu. So au yabu wangu ugene uketek unene Johnny po mayungomu. Just put your eyes, wake up and make sure these people do not take everything away from you because that is what they're doing. Okay? All right. So, I'm going to move on to the security alerts that need to go out today. Okay? Abichero donka lokom security alert monini mapiera tek tutwale. Okay? Obachaka kikany. Okay, starting here. All people who are in the diaspora who are doing demonstrations, please, let's focus on the ICC headquarters, exposing the sovereignty bill, and Museveni and the DR forms continuing to be requested. Please focus on the ICC. Also focus on Washington, D.C. because Washington, D.C. is where they're most afraid of. Inano, Joma timo demonstration. Au ketek I area me ICC. Inano, kama ICCT yani. Can you ketek adida uneni kat dore tie kichet ki dore inyim ICC ki bene I Washington DC kama ngo President me America beriye neno piano awinyi meeting mago beriye la woni go wachini kunu dong luor ti ye matek pian pegging ngo ma Trump giti katamone pian report ma aki bot Amnesty International o wajuni kiket wang matera Uganda piloko Museveni kijema Museveni tikatemone Uganda ineno kipenyu bena ni joma orwen lutien moni ma guwana deda unyo joma moti me ikar me election in dwapar bij me do macheli report me jeme ne tikwane where is the report so the reason why in this meeting they discuss a lot of fear for Washington and the ICC is because we continuously feed the ICC with information. We continuously feed Washington, D.C. with information. We have flooded them with all manner of information about what is going on in Uganda. And the other thing also, the Amnesty International report asked about what accountability Museveni has for the events of the January 15th 2026 general election in Uganda. So he's very fearful. They are very scared about what can come out of Washington any minute. This is why Museveni does not want to swear in physically. He wants to swear in via Zoom because he believes something or somebody, President Trump, I hope he does, can just come on down and take him down. So he's fearful of that. And so when we demonstrate in the diaspora, let us focus on the ICC. Let us focus on Washington, D.C. This is inside information that will help us transition this government and get it out of this place where it is right now. So let us focus demonstrations in the ICC area. Let us continue sharing information. My report today goes straight to the ICC and to State Department because of the intensity of the security alerts, okay? So they are also planning to make this this term diverted, okay? They are trying to target and kill all National Unity Platform MPs. Awachi unene gien magimete gitim kumbedi chawani katam enini gukaro ma swearing inu timme gimete MPs weng ma beru nup mier ginek giogo. Ineno? Mier ginek MPs magukare inye ite nup gin weng Joma chalo leader of opposition Joel Senyo nyigi Joma titungang kunu Jo weng mati in National Unity Platform plan tieni o mier ginek giogo kache gutero gutemu ginagi swearing in gina wukonyo Ugandans NIA Joma ukaro under nup Paul Cherry swearing in this I'm going to speak in English also. Anybody who is a member of parliament of Nupe who got elected legitimately, please do not go to the swearing in ceremony. Do not swear yourselves in. A few reasons why. If you go and swear yourselves in, you become a target for getting eliminated. You will have given up the struggle. You will still get tied up in courts because they want to make sure you people do not stay members of parliament. You will risk being at that event and picking something that will end your life just like they planned. The easier way they can do it, microphones or whatever, is the only way they're going to apply this. So do not, National Unity Platform members of parliament, if you want to live and you want to sustain your position, do not give Museveni legitimacy. If you go and swear in as party in the opposition, you are giving him legitimacy. You are saying he won. You are saying your struggle has not been worth anything. Basically, that this struggle is meaningless. Basically, that we can stop here now because you have gotten what you want and Museveni is your president. So swearing in means you're saying Museveni is your president and that Museveni won the election fairly and squarely, and that you know that you saw the DR forms, therefore you certify, you're putting your signature that Museveni truly did win the election. This swearing in ceremony does not make you qualified or bona fide as a member of parliament before the eyes of the Musevenis. They want you eliminated. So Dano Mati Nu Mobero MP Maukarukui. Paul Chero Chich swearing in kuno wachini wundo beru MPs. Pienka wachi wundo beru MPs. Man you know utika yeni Museveni ukarukui. Utiba naka yeni struggle eni wunka no utika tuka. Utika yeni gina Museveni utimu plani ye me dekera nyim kado eno tiro swearing in chalu ne kuno wenge. Utika ye gina yani. Ginu kene be no do poko kwa uo pien poison ma boberu kuija limit na boberu pe kibi poko poison chalo yam madanu yueyo. You know, poison will be like oxygen on scene at that place and they don't care. They know how to make sure everybody gets a dose that they like. Gin you yomen kuberi chando Museveni popi children li tapa kimu dogoli chachi papa. No. Kineko dano donke yat eni kiram kerne microphone. Yata yani kirama mini gina mara. Yata yani danu mkana ruki wagi. Yata yani jo mkana kikere wikom. Pian kunyoni kibi wachi kompa ngarumane en. Ini chari beri komi no dos do ramaro. Iya kunu don chari chitoto ni gangu. So, there are many ways that they will use this poison that they have. They can put it on the chair since you have assigned seating. They can put it on the microphone since it's going to be the same microphone, the same judge, or the same I don't know if Biabakama will be there. There is a debate that Biabakama may not be there because Biabakama also fears for his life. He doesn't like what is happening, but he's forced to seem like it doesn't exist. Biabakama doesn't say yay or nay because he's in a place where he can't. He can't. So it is likely Biabakama will not be there on the swearing in ceremony and his assistant might be the one to do the job. A lot of fear. A lot of fear. Yes, Miriam, I saw Mama Kampala is back in town. It is even hard to speak about how she has done things. But at some point, we reap what we sow. So I'll just leave it at that. Okay? As for Shamim Malende, we all reap what we sowed. I don't know what our circumstances are, so I'll leave that at that, okay? So let me focus on what I'm going to do here today. So they've also prepared to remove all MPs. Like I said, they have their children in every district that was cut and recreated. All of those have their children and relatives. Salim Saleh has children in almost every district and tribe. Muhozi, similar. And so is Museveni. In fact, there is a lady called, the biological daughter of Museveni is called Mutasingwa. she's an MP who replaced Judith Babirye. She was not born in the constituency where she ran or was appointed or made member of parliament. That area is called Buikwe. That woman, Mutasingwa, is Museveni's biological child. Okay? They made sure she won, just like they're now going to do when they're going to replace all new members of parliament through by-election, because they will seem legitimate. You see, because when Museveni, let's say if these people go and swear in, the new people, and Museveni successfully swears in, what that means is that Museveni is legitimately the president, and that the sovereignty bill is now in full ride action, and that the members of parliament who agreed and swore in as their opposition or whatever members of parliament are now agreeing, okay? The members of parliament are agreeing that Museveni is a legitimate president. Therefore, whatever Museveni does, because they've given up their power, is acceptable. I have so much light, it's weird. Okay, so Jome Noob Kau Chero, Mau Ye ni will be swearing in Ma Museveni, where Museveni Ugana, Udago members of Ugana, Udago president. Gien mano dong wunu ye ena ni bill makiloni sovereignty bill dong mier dong getemi kom wu kita dong en ye miero ineno dok bene kache dong en dong kar na oromo me en gwetu boko piano bo gweru jome nupo wo bo kwanyu gyo weng bo kwanyu member MPs panupo weng bo do loju kiluteno ne latina chel pa Museveni machi example tie ka makiloni Buikwe obedo district ma yang dago makiloni Judith Babirye ma weru we gospel adadani ya obedo MP ka Kenyo anu ni mani kar en magitim election ni dago enini bene pe anywali ma Kenyo ba ento kitaki wae ni o choma ni o kwanyu kika money latina money ni o kelo mangi meta luteno go bed MPs o ka weng. They want MPs, their family and children in every district or area or region. That is the goal. That is what they want to achieve. All their kids to be representatives everywhere. And maybe that's why they had hundreds of them. Okay? My goodness. I'm trying to get the sun out of my face, but okay. All right. So moving on. Okay, so that's Buikwe. 70% of the incoming parliament is Museveni's family. 70%. Piera bero. Majo manyen matika donyi parliament ni weng wari ki kilo rempa Museveni gi. Weng wari pa Museveni gi. Inke go. 70% of the incoming parliament are relatives or children of of Museveni and Salim Saleh. Their family. 70% of the current or the incoming parliament is the relatives of Museveni's family. Imagine how much that is affecting just the regular Ugandan. How do you succeed and when? When? There's no possibility. Okay? If you let this happen, you're giving away that power. You're giving it to them to do what they're trying to do. Okay? If you want to prove it, look around you and see the members of parliament of your region and see if they truly grew up in that area where they came or where they serve. And they were declared from LC5 all the way to member of parliament. All of those are the relatives of those people, not legitimate Ugandans who sought for votes and got elected. No. Joma gugene percentage piera kolo uberloteno pa Museveni gi ina Salim Saleh. Wadi gi kiloteno gi. Dano percent piera mati MP magubu bini parliament manyani. Ilo Uganda long luteno pa Johnny. Okay? Kape ye inke ngi joma ukaro I area wu unen ka Johnny ane kinywalo gi kuno. We know ni Johnny ni kikelu kama pat chiki chibugia chiba. Dok bene queenie ki mini ki kwalo kui ki mini ki queenie gena lawyer kui. Kuno da ko. Okay. So moving on to the intents. This one, tweet, share, break it up, do whatever you need to do. I'm now going to go down the list of the security alerts from today. Kama yani dong security alert manyen matine. Tineno. Abi kwano gigi kore. Pokita yu mero kay mero gene timene nuchu. Inay do ingeyo. Yomoga can wu sharing loka inini adeda. Okay? Hold on just a minute. Let me park a different way. Koku kong manakwa. Chenga dong ti wai ye. Let me try to get to a different location here. There we go. All right, awesome. Okay. So this part that I'm getting into, I almost want to do a different video, but let's not. Part any mada donye any don't lock ma pere tek loyo ma miero pore u sharing kito twaro kede neno man lock ma lobo kom ma doke kom kache Johnny go swearing in ma Museveni do swearing in ngo ma go bitimo plan ma giti kede ma ki choy plan ma do ma raja dida. Okay, so these are terrible plans that they have for Ugandans if they swear in, including National Unity Platform, Bobby Wine, His Excellency Chagulanyi Sentamu, indigenous Ugandans, and on and on and on. Okay? First thing, as I mentioned earlier, they want to destroy, obliterate NUP. National Unity Platform will not exist henceforth. Gu wachin pati makilwoni NUP. Pedo boberu tie ilobo Uganda. Karini ngo. Teki dongeni mako kini. Okay? So, new party headquarters to be sealed off by police SFC deployment and any other political party. So, headquarter pa NUP go be mayo or weng go be boyo or ki mon ki SFC ka weng. Ento gimete don gine po be chalo NUP kekenba. So, kibiti me chalo be na gitika keto and security elne kamukene chalo party mukene headquarter chalo FDC gene. Unu ngeni FDC pa dawe. FDC pa besi jeni. Oberugena young maraguti matata gini besi jegi work and Museveni nene YT democracy. Inano. So they are going to seal off National Unity Platform headquarters in Kampala and maybe other branches too, to make sure that they don't have access to and from. All of the executive arms of NUP will not have access to there. Obviously, then nobody else. So just like they did to Bobby Wine's home, they are going to seal off National Unity Platform headquarters. So they don't want this to look like an attack on NUP only. So they're going to also attempt to do this with the Oboy Amuriat, whatever that name is, Amuriat. Yes, Oboy's office. Some FDC offices are going to be, they're going to have 1 or 2 SFC people just go and walk around, but they will have tight security at the National Unity Platform offices because 2 things. As I told you, these people are evil and always are using witchcraft. They want to go into the offices, Muhozi and the father, to go and perform witchcraft activities. The other thing is they want to make sure there's no traffic in Kampala in those areas. As you know, the office is right dead center in Kamocha. So they want to make sure that Kamocha, or that area of National Unity Platform headquarters, is free of traffic at all, so that Muhozi and Museveni can go and perform their rituals. I don't know if they want to sit in Bobby Wine's chair. They want to use his computer. They are dying to have what Bobby Wine has, the love that Bobby Wine has from us. They want it to automatically go on to Muhozi, but they don't know that people, how you treat people, is what they remember the most. And we have suffered under this government, that it is time to just seek change by all means. Okay, so they're trying, that's the reason, two reasons they're trying to do that is so that Museveni swears in without any traffic in Kampala, and also so that they can stifle traffic into National Unity Platform offices. And the other thing is such that they can go and perform their evil rituals in the office of His Excellency Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, obviously, and the deputies and all that, okay? All city centers to be sealed off by heavy deployments of the military. As I mentioned, that Museveni still debates swearing in on Zoom or appearing physically. So these guys, his team, the SFCs, have promised him safety and security, which means they're now going to do everything possible to try to make it seem secure for him to come and have the guts to come out and swear in at Kololo. Okay? So because of that reason, they're trying to depopulate the city, Kampala, and also try to keep Ugandans away from the streets, especially National Unity Platform, because they know that we are hungry for change and, you know, we could do anything. The other thing I forgot to mention is that the military and police the military of Uganda are not going to be actively around and available in the streets of Kampala around the time he swears in. He has militia from outside countries because they don't trust Ugandans. He believes that the hearts of Ugandans of the military of Uganda is with Ugandans, and they also want change. The military of Uganda wants change. So they're going to keep them in the barracks, lock up all of the armory so that they don't have access to any of that. Because they know if Ugandans are on the street and the military are on the street and they have the ammunition, they could overthrow his government on that day. Okay? Next thing. So, before I forget, gina well giti kamete ki law office panupo ko giket lumony SFC ki lumony mukana ni pien gimeti Museveni gene ubode gimeti ki chat gitim jock at the office pa Bobby Wine kacha pien jui kamuke ken ma Bobby Wine ti gimeti gitim jock we gi kwan ma mati kom Bobby Wine yoko kimi ki wode ma muhozi madan pe merone neno gino ken ma bene gimeti gitika luora dada ni Ugandans kache dano mago kachwin dano gena udago tega dada gira mo kwanyu gamente giro man wa bora peke mere yo geno wa ke meta ki bo office pa National Unity Platform ko kilo monyi ena ye work jo me National Unity Platform pego bet ka wore office ko aki office giber ka wore tata ginene don pege mere lo pege mere wore tata pian gi ngeni dano rom lo ko tamgi ke tor gamente dakira di ke kan neno. All city centers to be sealed off by heavy deployment of military. Kampala wen kuberichani ubinero lumony madwa deda kuberichani lumony ma aki Uganda nyoli ma Uganda peki yegi in mechero ene igena is swearing in ndwa para bich pego bichero lumony ma bubedi di Kampala kapono komdane bubedi lumony ma aki Central Africa unyo Tanzania unyo Kenya ilo mapat pien gen pegen lumony Uganda pien gingeni twin lumony Uganda ti botjo Uganda dok pien gen mera loka man go bibedi barracks kaneno kacha no we mudugo wenke lor wiego lumony ma aki Uganda peke biyegi me kati me bine di Kampala kenyo gukelo lumony ge Rwanda bo oli wak maka wen Kampala wen kuberi chaka neno ene adi ene no wen ki boyo ki monye ken. All of Kampala will be heavily militarized. As you saw the other day when they went to one of the arcades to arrest youth over something to do with cell phone loss or whatever the case might be. You saw the military. It's unnecessary to have military go over investigating 4 cell phones. They arrest, 100 people over 4 cell phones that they said were gone missing. Kiwai chima ngwen kikwalo kikono ikafero kacha arcade Kampala kacha. Ento ki mako lutiano bulu chok mi achel. Pong lori pa police kenen. Giti ka miete ki kwany lutiano ma youth. Piani neno jo matika toro ka mente wilobo kunyoni. Chalo Madagascar lutiano mateno. Nepal lutiano matero. Bulu So giluor bulu da de da. And well, give me the to National Unity Platform or piano beru bulu can dok bulu mati di Kampala and get youth and wank take a mako kimako mia di niana chel. No kikero gimo mer manok niko lugu kwalu chimangwen. Down mia chel kwalu chimangwen nining no chaka nining. So give me the mak Johnny gidil gyo mabuji. Where ikarmano Museveni cut ni biono ka swearing in. No Kampala donkey and ki John can. So mono wang luor undo nano teko wokenywe. Do you see the power of the people there? There is a lot of strength, and that's why they fear you, because they know that if Ugandans decide at once that this is it, Museveni will end up like Gaddafi in a trench somehow. So get the strength, somehow find it, get it in there, and let's do this thing. Everything that they're doing is because they're fearful. They fear the power of the people of Uganda. Johnny Luoru Teropa Jo, Annualime Uganda. Makadan Wagi Agola Wanchelwe, Johnny Peboro. Wangcha Chel no Uganda Lakaka. Gamenta Pajomu Kanama Lakacha Nepal Guinea. Pebano Buruniana Chel. Lieutenant Chwenyu Jammy Wang, President of Marongwech. Why Lobo Mukane, Jerky Barre? Inano. A lot of pain to Mexico can. A lot of megamento to make Dakira. Down a malu, buai dog gang tin pay wang a John you. Good momeno, gen one por the bar, gen one oi de goody. Lori madon, kichubutaya, mutakamatino, kichubutaya. Petit word dog tunkan petit dog kacha. Jocha makongwech. Pianka dong no pion lora kumen manutine. Jomu kanan dong tika birnigi. Gipeki yo mengwech, gipeki yo megimoke. So Ugandans wake up. They know for a fact that the wave of change has been because of youth. In Nepal, in Madagascar, in Mexico. It is because the youth took to the streets. They were fed up, they were done, and the deal was done. So that is why they are fearful about having youth on the streets. That is why on that day, it'll seem like a day that we lost somebody. There'll be nobody on the streets except them. Just a few of them, okay? And they'll go and swear in and go home. They won't last long to celebrate, no. Even if they will fund celebrations all over the nation, at least they won't be in Kampala, okay? Next thing, all politicians whom they fear to lead people to rise, especially National Unity Platform party members, are to be sealed off from their homes, not to move out. So National Unity Platform leaders who command a lot of attention. Imagine when Bobby Wine came into town, everyone left what they were doing and followed him. So because because there's going to be celebrations, usually with a swearing in, everybody comes with their team. They have celebrations, they have a party. To avoid all of that, they are going to seal off family members and people of National Unity Platform leadership who are supposed to be heading out to swear. So if somebody is going to swear in, he'll go alone. Joel Senyoni could go by himself if he did. Any other member of parliament will go by himself. All their homes will be sealed. There will be no party. There will be no celebration. There will be no such thing as people on the streets saying, oh, our person won, Mama Kampala and all of that. That will not be happening. All this is because they are fearful of the power of the people. Okay? So they will seal them off. People like Joel Senyonyi, Louis Rubongoya, Mama Lina Zedriga from or Nup Mbale leader, which is Nambeshi. Okay, so Nambeshi, Joel Senyonyi, Louis Rubongoya will be sealed off in their homes and not allowed to move around. Okay, so the reason the thing that's causing them a lot of stress also is the fear that we're asking for DR forms constantly. We want legitimate reason why Byabakama said that those people that Museveni won We need proof that Museveni actually did win the election, because so far he did not. And that is starting to bite them in the rear, because they know that they did not win the election. So guwachi gube mago jome nu mogma ludir madon chalo Joel Senyo nyigi Louis Rubongoya gi Lina Zedriga Nambeshi gi ludir men National Unity Platform gube boyo gi oigangi no kichwalo lumon mabo chero gwako ge gwaka gang peke bi ye gube karo bene celebration mabo beru pe ni kon ni ukaro kui kon ni utim swearing in madano ki bino ki teru gang ki beru ki gorani peke bi ye menno bene peke bi ye ni gu worata tapien kwa gu woro jui dano woro ko gi nyo dano yigi yom ne ar kera bobi wan yanko o donyo kamoni wajoti lwako lutien no weko lutien pi nyo reyo ke latien mano latien komedia PN, Pima, power, people power, Pimaro ngate enu malatela enu ne. So, any number D, that's number 4. Again, another thing that they want to do is that in every region, they want 7 buses of staged accidents. 7, hold on, let me read this well. So, all regions of Uganda, okay, like north, east, west, south, and central, they want in each region 7 bus accidents where the people will die. This is part of the sacrifice. Guwachi gimeti dano baja dano pong baja bero o miera guta in region mapatpat. Keketi northern Uganda baja bero, eastern baja bero. Western down baja bero. My bad accident in Gina yobo no bo yobo. Menano ni down to mogoy accident. Inano. Wek gito oli weng. Wek ngo jok pa Museveni gini o madremu pi dano mia bero. Gimiero to dano mia bero ma pia Museveni o chero chi swearing in. Before the swearing in ceremony, he wants 700 Ugandans dead. That is what his witch doctors asked him for. So those bus accidents are going to be staged. 7 in each region. I'm talking northern, central, eastern, south. All those regions, 7 organized staged bus crashes. I'm talking burned to ashes. Irrecognizably burned. Okay, so in that comment, yes, Joanne, in that comment where Anita Among said, this is the Last Supper, during the passing of the sovereignty bill, Anita Among said that that meeting was Joel Senyonyi and the New People's Last Supper, meaning that after that, it is death and nothing else. When Jesus had his Last Supper, the next day he was dead. So that is because of the preemptive knowledge of what the Musevenis are going to do. She said something like that. She said it was the Last Supper. And when Joel said, what do you mean by that? She did not repeat it. It was a word that meant way more than face value of what it means. Not a meal, but the idea of what happened to Jesus in the Bible. When he had his Last Supper, he did not live the next day. These people know what the plans are and what's going to be done and when. So they've had huge celebrations over passing the sovereignty bill. In fact, every Ugandan who did register for Ndagabuntu while living abroad, kiss your property, land, whatever you have in Uganda, goodbye. Because with that database from the Ndagamuntus, they have enough data to go and unplug and pull all your properties in your name, whether you inherited it or you purchased it. All those items are now going to be theirs because they have full detail with data relating to your Ndagamuntu. Jomati beru wa maguchero guchone kone gimero Ndagamuntu. Pian Museveni or dana wa wen lobuba. Ilo mawaho. Niku chet gucho jo Uganda mati wa me mero Ndagamuntu. An bene ki wacha team enta kwero go pian ngoma money tika money. So joma chero guchone nigi no Ndagamuntu ni. Meru gina Museveni buti ukere mekwanyu jami wuo weng mati Uganda ki te chiek dong pien sovereignty bill do karoko kibitiu ki sovereignty bill enini me kwanyu jami kono ni jami ma ti gang unyo jami ma yini wila chalo ngom ki ngongo gini weng dong pe nyingu pien data maguchone ni kikero kon nyingu daga muntu wuki ngongo gini forget jami ane weng do bodoko megi pien no ngingi anga manyi anga matikin ID number ko ni number mo beti ningi don't go be kwanya tie jami ane weng dong doko megi. Okay, Museveni is afraid to go to Kololo, but they have assured him that they're going to give him maximum security for him to go and swear in at Kololo. But you will not set eyes on Janet Museveni if Museveni goes to Kololo. However, if he swears in from home, they are going to make a mannequin look like Janet sitting right next to Museveni. They will likely use either a mannequin or use an old video of Museveni because they had been taping those preempting change in the future. They could use an old video, so watch out for AI generated things and weird dates. Okay, so they're going to use whatever they can. If he does it via Zoom, you will see Janet. If he does it physically, you will not see Janet in Kololo. Museveni ka uneno awinyi tika luor chero Kololo adida pian ngeni karamu ne ka okikono nyo ki mayo gamente maen no ti di Kampala ki kome manono nkarimbo berpeni chi jone SFC ni guwachi bedmon mose wabi mini security mateka dida wek ngo ini o Kololo mabe so Museveni ka obino Kololo general berpe era Museveni ka utimu ginani swearing in ki State House kacha make kera TV kivikero unen gimane maka kere jo achar bane unen gina kiru dole mane maka ru ye bane we kibitimu kigina kitene kiboya tata kitime kere kenyu beri wai no bo beru dano ka peche ko botiu ki video machon mano ki mako AI kunyoni ramu ngolo gi moy kene kubuka moy kene yubo video beru no beri wai gina kitimo ku beri chawani so unu ko unen mene mo bo porka kwene pien ki iye kacha no SFC ka kena ye romo mako video manongo transmitting chwalo Kololo kacha dan mero beru Kololo pian MPs mukene buchar Kololo ento Museveni machalo la death ceremony machalo ena emabiro ka swearing in i president pobe beru kunu kache uburoma temune Zoom unyoka beru kunu en kane neno. Okay, biaba kama kita wachibuni biaba kama dentale pobo beri gene e Kololo kacha pien aba which media forms ukar wiego gen ma gobe timo gobe gene kache ngarumo ken mo bo chero ka beru mano aki representation ma aki electoral commission obe biru ki file ma en pien dong watika penyu diara form tutwale gobe ma go file en ni mere ki wai wacho mer diara form we file endo kibi kero file ma dira dida ki kero male mere menyutu nani ena file ma dira form tiye eno no kitika bolu wangdano kibi bolu dana bola pien gina miera gu team ki dira form ena no miera gu kero newspaper miera gu gazetting miera bena gu ket online website by electoral commission wek dan wa nen gu yeni Museveni ukar kuya da ento pien ni pegu kar kui gitika kana kibi time tata ki file malaen taki wai file diara form en chiki bermon file ene benon kwenyo ko dan weng dong wachi form mental berche ento pobi now diara form monke ken pobi berche pien diara form teaching jo mau beri polling station wa kombedi chawani gina yelu Museveni gi en madong inero gu cher gu mer wango ata bobi wai no go timata ta office no kiker ki donyo cha mo ken ki kwalu jemini gi meru no diara form ento diara form wakano wakamoni. So the DR forms, because we keep asking about them, if Biarakama or whoever comes from the Electoral Commission who will be swearing them in and whatever, what they're going to do is have a file that is really stacked up, okay? They're going to have a physical big file folder. And in the midst of the argument of DR forms or whatever, if Biabakama comes or not, whoever will be fitting in his shoes will take that huge file, lift it up and present it like the Lion King presented Mufasa. Like Mufasa presented the Simba. He's going to lift the file like this for a moment and then say, the DR forms are here. If you have questions, they are all in here. You can come and take a look for yourself. Really, what they're going to be doing is just to say, to get Ugandans off asking for DR forms. Those are not actual DR forms, because all the DR forms from the polling stations locally in Uganda where people voted and results were fed in the system are still with National Unity Platform offices. And that's the reason why Museveni has raided Bobby Wine's home, raided every NUP office, because he's looking for those forms. And that's why there was that BS suit about from the peasant candidate who went and sued, saying that he's suing because he's unsatisfied about the election results. Meanwhile, he was the last of the results. He was the loser of the election. The reason why he went to try to sue is to try to bait NUP into coming in to say, hey, by the way, let's go in together. Here, I have the DR forms. Let's go and present these facts. Then the Musevenis would go and take those forms and be able to present them officially. But they are stuck with the fact that they don't have the forms, and yet the actual forms exist. National Unity Platform has all the DR forms that were at polling stations. And that's what keeps Museveni sleepless. Okay? So whether he comes or not, there won't be that. Another thing they're going to do is set a building on fire with a lot of people inside. I'm telling you, the sacrifice issue is a huge thing for them, because when Museveni came in Uganda, he came with a lot of bloodshed. Now that Muhoozi is coming in, they have to do the same. So in one of the regions, if you hear of a big building with a lot of people burned down, it is part of the sacrifice that they're trying to do. That is something that they plan on doing before swearing in, before the 15th of May. They're going to do that. Okay? And one of the buildings is in the city. They are also going to ban in Tororo, Hoima, Kayunga, Iganga, Kabale, Mbarara, Kasese, Jinja, Gulu, and Arua. Okay? So, in case there are road accidents and fires or fire outbreaks in all those areas, it is all state planned. Let me read the areas again. They want to burn buildings with people inside, like when they do arcades. You know how congested those arcades can be. They want to light up in Tororo, Kampala, Hoima, Kayunga, Iganga, Kabale, Mbarara, Kasese, Jinja, Gulu, and Arua. So, John Nitikawachi, and yo menongo jo mia bero magine maremo pa magine ajwaka pa Museveni merone. Tied orimogo madan a chere bo beri Kampala magi metagi wang manopong madan pon ye orimogo beri wai chuke chal chuk gulu inano gimetagi wang od mo madan pon ye mano bo beri wai dicheng no down meti atim mer business ata kita juini kape kagutimi gubetima cheli Kampala kibi wang od madiri Kampala ori mukena magube wang bo beri Tororo uberu Hoima, uberu Kayunga, uberu Iganga, uberu Kabale, uberu Mbarara, uberu Kasese, uberu Jinja, uberu Gulu, uberu Arua. Inano. So, ka winyu, ka neno ni kimoti ka wankamane ungeni, mono sacrifice pa Museveni gi, ajwaka ti owachi kimero remo maduan deda. Okay? Another meeting where Museveni was by himself. This was after they had met together with Salim Muhoozi and the mafias planning the atrocities before this.